Folks, there are all kinds of aquarium maintenance stories, but very few really exemplify the frustration that you can sometimes feel in the aquarium hobby. Oh, quit moaning, it all worked out. Hey man, if you want to talk to us, why don't you come up here instead of just hanging out back there? Don't mind if I do. Today I tell you the story of a failed canister maintenance attempt and the not too coincidental unboxing of 3 different hang on the back filters right after this. Hey YouTube, this is Pecktec and Clone Charlie, and today we're here to tell you about a filter repair gone wrong. So tell us what happened, P. Well, the MagnaFlow 360 that I had on the 55 was working great. It worked great for many, many months. Then one day it just got crazy loud. But you were able to fix that the first time, right? Yeah, I fixed it at first and it lasted for several months, and then suddenly it all happened again, and I had to fix it for good this time. So I've got this filter, and this is the sound it makes. Now I've only just turned this filter on because the sound's really annoying, but the reason it's making that sound is there's air coming in, and then it's having trouble escaping out here. So somewhere in here, there's a leak in the hose. This is the MagnaFlow C350 intake. And somewhere right in here, bubbles are leaking in somehow. I've tried to tighten this, moved it to different positions. I moved the hose further in. I tried closing up areas here on the top, but nothing seems to do the trick. Alright, so I wanted to replace that intake, and I bought this kit once before and I was real happy with it. It's made by Siche. I think last time I bought it, I couldn't pronounce the name. I called it Sice or something like that. But this is Siche, and it's an Italian company. So I'm going to take the intake from this, and I'm going to swap it out and see if I can get those bubbles to stop. The hose is slightly different, so I got an adapter, and I'll be using that to get it reconnected. Alright, so at this point, I kind of thought I had it made. I turned the filter off. I did all the things that you do when you're going to replace a hose on a canister filter. I disconnected the hose, drained it into a bucket. Then I started what I thought would be, a fairly easy part, which was just disconnecting the hose. Well, I was trying to unscrew it with the hose attached and getting really frustrated because right at the end, it wouldn't come off. So I had the brilliant idea to just cut it in half. Wow, you cut it? Yeah. You know what that means. Now I'm committed. So I thought, well, if I cut this off, it'll make it easier to unscrew. But the trouble is, it didn't. I still could never get the thing unscrewed. And now it's 8:30 at night, and the only choice I really had was to hit up PetSmart and see what other options there were. I looked at all the canister filters, but man, they're kind of expensive filters, and I wasn't too sold. I was not in the canister filter mood. One in particular had my dander up. So I decided, maybe I'll take a look down the row here and look at these hang on the back filters. There's a couple of these I've never unboxed or anything, and this was a big one. So I was like, wow, I wonder what a huge aquaclear would be like. So I pulled that out and brought it home. Now, I gotta admit, I was pretty excited to open one of these big aquaclear filters. I've been kind of curious about them for a long time. But right off the bat, I noticed a problem. Both my intake tubes have been shattered. They were completely broken. And I thought, well, maybe I could still, use a pre-filter and it'd be okay. So I kept going with the unboxing, and I pulled out all the stuff. There's its biological material and stuff, I just kept finding broken pieces everywhere. I mean, some of it was shattered pieces of the intakes, but then I found little pieces of plastic too. So I pulled it the rest of the way out. There's this little leveling part. Pulled it the rest of the way out and just proceeded to inspect the filter and discovered little broken pieces here and there. Finally, I got to the lid, and I was really frustrated at this point. Damn it! This thing's broken! Wait. It was broken in the box? Yep. And now every store was closed except maybe Walmart, which I'm not even going to deal with. What then? Well, so as a last resort, I grabbed one of the secondary filters off my 55 and I took the title upstairs and installed it for the night.
Well, I guess that bought you a little bit of time. Yeah. You know, I decided to use the 2-filter system that's been working for me on the 55 downstairs. So I stopped by on the way home. I dropped off or returned the broken filter and picked up 2 more hang on the back filters. So smooth sailing at that point, right? Yeah, mostly. Okay, let's take a look inside the box here.
I'm going to do a separate unboxing and setup video for the aquaclear. I actually went through all the stuff that comes inside and set it up and everything, but I'm going to save that for a separate video just to kind of move this one along and get on to the next filter.
Now, I've already talked about the title once before, so I'm basically going to just get it out of the box and get it set up for the tank. Let's get this little tray. It comes also with some biological media from Chem. I'm going to go ahead and pull this tray out, get it ready. Now, a couple of my media trays, I've got a selection of different things to put in there. I've got the biological media that I actually used for the media race video that I did. I've got some BioHome Ultimate that I got in a My Aquarium box. And some other kind of random things. You'll notice too that this is kind of loose in there. I could keep it loose in the tray, but I'm going to need it in a bag if I put it inside of these things. A media bag. So let's put it in there. Fill it up and make sure that'll fit. Yeah, it fits nice right there. Let's see what'll fit in there. Do this one too. Lid on that. And this one's ready to go downstairs. I've got one more whole tray of loose media, but no more media bags. So I'm going to take the bag that came with the Title 55. It's got a nice little zip-up bag and some decent media that's inside of here. So I'm going to just add this old media into here to seed it up. We'll get a fresh start with some of this stuff. The Title's got a really large area to hold filtration, but I have filled it up to the max. Of course, I'm not including any carbon in there at all. You know what? I'm gonna have to let go of some of that. All right, test it out here. All right, hopefully that'll shut.
So now that the Title was all set up, I installed it on the 55 upstairs. I thought it'd be really neat to have kind of dueling Title filters up there. Got it running and squared away and then moved on downstairs. But the problem with the aquaclear is that it's a little bit fatter than the Title 55. The aquaclear 70 is a bigger filter and I just miscalculated the size. So back upstairs, I then removed the Title 55 I just installed and I put it back downstairs. And as it turns out, luckily the filter fit just fine upstairs. I got it primed and running and it seems to be working really well.
Okay, well, so how are things now? Oh yeah, everything's working out all right now. Everything's good, and I've got a brand new filter to examine, so that's cool. Sounds like a rough night, though. It was indeed, and I was reminded of last week's video when a person from the audience asked the panel, how do you deal with catastrophic failure? And
what do you think is the best way to recover from that so you stay engaged in the hobby?
Alcohol. Just kidding.
I must admit, a little sangria definitely takes the edge off a rough filter experience. Well, folks, that's about all we have for you today. But Mr. P has videos all queued up, stuff that you're not going to want to miss. Yes, definitely. I've got a bog filter going in the garden pond downstairs. Also, I've got some tiny fish, some tiny crabs, some Fluval Flex filter mods that I want to show you. So much stuff coming up. Subscribe to catch it all. Until next time, follow your bliss and keep a clean tank. Bye. Have a great one. Hey YouTube, this is pecktec. There's and amateurs. Yeah, definitely. I've got. Okay, come on.
Some mods for the
What? What did you say?